Okay, good morning. Hello, world. It's been a while since the last English episode of this podcast. Today is July the 1st. Time flies fast. And today, what am I going to talk? Have any specific thing? Let me see my notes somewhere. Where is it? Okay, one thing. Yeah, July and the here in Kanazawa, Japan, it's quite hot these days. Last 1 or 2 weeks, it's quite hot. Let me check the current temperature here. It's in the morning, 8:40. Right now, it says that the outside the temperature is 31 degrees Celsius, and it's gonna be up. I don't know, 35. It's quite hot these days, and I need air conditioner. It's on and the running back, and the topic I want to talk first is about the application of the sound editing. I'm not a big fan of those plugins and those DTM stuff. And of course, I have I'm using Mac, so I've been using GarageBand first, and I bought Logic. And at some point, I'm curious about the Ableton, and I also have that. And I'm using that for recording my piano, and sometimes I use that to make a few years ago, yeah, I'm getting to the music composition kind of thing as a hobby, and to finish the song, I use, of course, we need to use these tools, programs, DAW. So I know that, and but I'm not, it's a kind of endless thing, buying new plugins, and I don't want to do that. So I try to keep distance from that area. So I'm not the expert on that, but recently I saw a tweet, and there is a campaign going on. Sorry for that. That ends at the end of June. So when you're listening to this episode, it's already finished. So you can't get this campaign, I think. So that I didn't realize that for the noise reduction field, this software RX product by Isotope is one of the best, or the very best in the field, in the category, and I didn't know that. So far, I've been editing my recording using Audacity sound editing tool, and it contains the basic as well as the advanced functions, and they provide the noise reduction process filter, and I've been using that for time to time. But for me, it's reduced. Maybe I apply too much, but of course the noise is reduced, but my voice, especially for this podcast recording, I think sometimes there is some background noise from street or the air conditioner or PC. The Mac, I'm using Mac, it has fan close to the mic position, although it's behind, so it has some noise, and I try to cut the noise using this Audacity's noise reduction function, and the noise is gone, but my talking voice is affected slightly. Sometimes it's difficult to listen what I'm talking, so I try not to use that recently. But I saw on the Twitter that this RX is the very good noise reduction application filter, and it's on campaign. It's available on 1,380 Japanese yen. Usually, it's like a 10,000 kind of price. So it's a huge sale. And as you know, that these days I'm recording a lot. So I want to try how it's working. So I just bought it a few days ago. So today, under these circumstances, sometimes when I recording, I stop the air conditioner for recording. But today, I'm in a comfortable room, cool, comfortable room, noisy room, recording. You will see how good this Isotope RX working. That's one interesting topic today, I think. What else I can talk? Okay, yeah, I'm gonna talk about some activities I'm interested in, and I'm myself is trying to do to understand that that is a community-oriented business. You know, I'm not the business person, and I'm less interested in the business, selling product or money a lot kind of thing. But these days, there are several books I'm reading, and it mentioned something. The very good example of this line of thinking is that K-pop, Korean pop music activities, is very unique in the way that they involve fan in the cycle, in the community. The other example mentioned in the book is game streaming stuff. I'm totally outsider of that stuff. I'm not a gamer. I don't play game. I'm a old timer. I get used to the computer for a long, long time since I was a kid. So I play games, some computer game, but the game I'm talking is like, do you know? Maybe you don't know the Star Trek game. It's on the display, but it's no graphics. Everything is represented by the characters, letters, that kind of thing, right? I'm not into that game. It's not that fun. It's so simple. The net hack is one thing I'm in a while. It's also a character-based game. That'll be it. I'm not doing. I don't have a Famicom, some game machine. Yeah, maybe the last thing I did in the game will be Doom on the PC. That was yeah, impressive. The other time, 3D graphical first-person shooting game, the very first one, I think. But yeah, basically, I'm not a gamer, so I don't understand, what's going on and how people are doing, enjoying that, watching some good pro gamers playing the game. A few years ago, DeepMind showed some demonstration competing pro gamer versus AI kind of event. I've watched that video in the sense of the how AI is competing with human being. That was the game streaming kind of thing, right? For this streaming, people posting a comment and the player respond to the people, and they spend time together with those communications, and that is a new type of communication. I don't know, the business. So that kind of thing is the new type of business of economy kind of thing. I don't know. I have no idea what's going on, but somehow I like to know that. Partly because it also mentioned commenting that, how to say, community economy, fandom economy, That is not new, as a matter of fact, especially in Japan. We have similar activities for a long time. That is komike, the self-publishing activities. Komike is based on it's a fan-created copy books based on the legitimate books. Sorry, my poor explanation. I'm not familiar with those vocabularies in the real life business kind of thing. Okay, basically those things, communicate, in my understanding, beside of this copyright stuff, the activity itself is recognized as self-publishing and self-sales activities. And in the sense of a community economy kind of thing, the point of that activity is that in the market, the event, everybody is creators and everybody is buyers, so there is no distinction between customers and the shop. They're both customers and creators. That's the key, one of the key of these community oriented activities, in my understanding and in the book. And I'm curious about that part especially. It's there are many activities in a hobby, especially people join the group for specific subject hobbies, and they want to do that or create that. So the main purpose is to learn the skills or techniques, and the expert teaches the tips and the skills to the newcomers, and the newcomers learn the skills, then start creating. Then another newcomer is coming, then this newcomer, trained newcomer, can teach them his skill, her skill. So this is a kind of a system, and it's quite familiar to me. Of course, I was a researcher 10 years ago, and I got the PhD. So this is actually happening in the grad school for those specific academic fields. The professors train the pupils, their expertise, then the student acquires the skills, knowledge, and they do their original activities based on that skill, that kind of thing. So I'm quite familiar with that. The new factor on me is the business side of it, but I'm not that curious about that anyway. So, in that line of thinking, and also as you know that I start this podcast and the kind of personal project, last few weeks I'm wondering, I should do by myself about this kind of thing. And I set up my Twitch account last week, 2 weeks ago, around that time. And I'm now, learning how to do the streaming, setting up things, so start something new is always fun, and I'm doing that. I don't know what to show on the streaming, live streaming to public internet audiences, and I was thinking, what can I do? It's a real-time thing, so I need to show something, right? And talking is one idea, but it's too general, too vague for the audience as well as for me, talking person. So for now, I'm concentrated, focused on the one thing, the topic, the music, but the not showing. It's not, of course, I'm not a good player, but I want to practice. I want to play piano for a long, long time, and these days, as you know, in this podcast, you listen my poor piano playing, and I want to practice the piano regularly, routinely, hopefully daily, but it's not that frequent. So yeah, idea is that okay, let's broadcast just streaming during my practicing. That's automatic, and for me, recording the practice is good. after listening the playback. That would be good. In my experience of last month or so, you know. On podcast, you know, big difference between the podcast and live streaming is that for this podcast, even this podcast, I'm talking right now to the microphone, but it's relaxed because whatever I said wrong or bad, I can edit, then release. That's why I'm rather relaxed talking freely. But on the live setup, it's totally different, right? Everything is on air. So yeah, I was so scared about that at the very first Twitch streaming, but I get used to it. I did 3 times or more, including unreleased recording. I forgot pressing go live button a few times. Anyway, but if you know my another activities called Zenke AI Forum, that was held on this Wednesday, this week. I did live streaming event. So what's the difference? It's a huge difference also. The format is the same, you know, live streaming. So in that event, Zenke AI Forum, I'm live and talking to the internet, and but the topic, the subject is given in a way. You know, it's an AI forum, so the topic, the focus is on the AI, and I'm in the position showing that topic to the people, the audience of this event, AI forum. So I'm playing a role, but for the personal streaming, I'm the subject, right? So it's so different. But now, yeah, I'm enjoying that. Yeah, that's another topic I like to talk. Recent event of myself. Maybe that's it today. Oh, I'm not sure. You know, the I talk in English version of episode, but I talk in this podcast program. One of my hobby, maybe I have too much hobbies. One of my hobby is about how to say it's not gardening, but planting kind of thing. For fruits, for example, when you eat apple, for example, there is a seed in it. I'm talking obviously. There is a seed in it, the fruit, right? When I was kid, I'm doing that all the time, I think. Put the seed and put it on the soil and pour water and leave it. Sometimes it grows, right? I did that when I was a kid. I did apple, one thing. I didn't get the apple for that tree. I lost that after 5 years or so. And I also doing that pumpkin, Japanese pumpkin. That's a strong plant. And strawberry. My favorite is a strawberry. Strawberry seeds is on the strawberry, the small, look like a poppy seed kind of thing, right? Or a sesame seed. When I was a kid, I'm curious, is that the seed or something else? And so at some point, I put out of that seed, small black thing from the strawberry and put it on the soil again and see. And after a few days, a week, it start growing. The small little leaf, round two leaves appeared and it start growing. And eventually, maybe the next year, we got the strawberry from that seed. It's amazing experience. And last year, I planted here in my house right now, outside my room. Last year, I put apple seed, and now it's growing. 2 apple trees growing from last year, and from this year, I also put another one, and it start growing the apple. So there are 3 apple trees outside of my room, and this year I put strawberry seeds and they start growing. I put a lot of 20 seeds at one time. Right now I have five seeds are growing right now, and it's going okay, I think. So maybe next year I can get fresh strawberry. Yeah, that's another news activities, of me. It's really hard, so watering is very important. Every morning I need to pour water to them. That'll be it today. It's hot, so take care. And I'm not sure the COVID situation in the world. Some people said, oh, it's gone or it's okay, so let's restart our normal life before COVID kind of thing. But I'm not entirely sure. And I'm still in the remote working environment, and maybe I'm a bit careful side in the spectrum. But be safe and the peace and love.